In the Genealogy of Morals by Friedrich Nietzsche, he is working in his field, going through the genealogical roots of secular morality, the morality of atheism, and the morality that had been taking place within the university campuses within the zeitgeist of the 19th century in the pre-industrial period, that tracked back to the scholastic period within the medieval time, where the Christian mindset was shifting into an academic value system that had been adopted from the ancient value system of the academy with the ancient Greeks in Athens, as well as the Pharisaic and rabbinic traditions going on within the Jerusalem temple in the ancient period, in the Second Temple period as well as the First Temple period. What happens is that Friedrich Nietzsche receives a revelation, essentially, that the modern atheist was actually not an atheist at all. The modern atheist is actually a deeply religious man. Carl Jung recounts a psychological archetypal progression from the works of the alchemical masters and the ancient Hermetic mystics from ancient Egypt and the Arabian Peninsula, recounting Hermetic traditions from Hermes, Trismegistus, and the Emerald Tablet, all the way up to Paracelsus and the alchemical traditions that had proceeded to be ancestrally linked to modern chemistry, physics, natural philosophy, leading into the modern medicinal and quantum physics of the modern 21st century and of his period in the 20th century. This is more than just like a small little detail. This is actually the revelation of what is going on within the secular world. There is not one person that claims to not be religious that is telling the entire truth. It is a half-truth that a person who calls himself non-religious is actually subscribing to a religious substrate of systems. A system of humanism, Gnostic, Greek Christianity, as well as Egyptian monotheistic, monistic pantheism. Instead of all is water, or all is fire, or all is earth, or all is air, now it's all is matter, all is energy, all is quanta, all is quarks, particles, waves. A natural sophist and religious progression. There is not one a-religious person on this planet. With respect to this, we can see the progression of modern secular witchcraft into the modern period. The modern scientist sees himself as objectively reasonable and sophisticated, just as the ancient sophist or Platonist or Aristotelian would see himself. We see modern physics or quantum mechanics or modern medicine to be just as sophisticated as an ancient Greek person would see his own shamanistic medication and Plato's Platonic solids or Aristotle's laws of logic within their own time period. There is nothing new under the sun, quite literally. If we are able to see the modern world with this new, fresh perspective, which is actually an old perspective, a lot of our problems open up to their true origins, and then the solution can be made. In the 1940s, at the height of World War II, the secular man, in his deeply religious upbringing within Nazi Germany, within the Third Reich, sees Hitler's ancient pagan grudge against the Jews to be something of a necessary mechanism for sacrifice. The term Holocaust is given as a naming scheme that is all too familiar to the Jewish people. The apostasy of ancient Europe is a recapitulation of Hebrews 6 and Hebrews 10, the crucifixion of the Son of God. Once again, every Jew sacrificed within the concentration, labor, and death camps a type of Christ crucified within the progressive apostasy of ancient Europe and modern Europe. The world is given into so much terror and evil in the modern day to the Holocaust in the 1940s and 1941 to 1945, the largest system of human sacrifice ever committed in the history of mankind. Over 10 million people, human beings, sacrificed to Molech, to Wotan. This had spectacular results for the kingdom of darkness, and also spectacular results for the kingdom of light, as progressing forward, the largest revivalist movement and the largest amount of people coming to Jesus ever seen in all of mankind as well. With regards to witchcraft, you come into a Planned Parenthood or into a clinic, there is this sense of sort of white fog, a clinical, sterile white fog that is intimately linked to the Philosopher's Stone that was cultivated during the Holocaust in Germany. The solution to this is pleading the blood over the fog, that the Philosopher's Stone reverts from white to red, and the power of the clinician and the modern Abraxian magician, the doctor, the hermetic snake Hermes pole guy, that is the symbol of modern medicine, loses all of its power to the blood of Jesus. The Philosopher's Stone is disabled from white to red, and they are known and made conscious of the blood guilt of their sin.